Welcome back, everyone. The United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime has pledged 100 million naira to fighting in drug-related crimes, corruption and human trafficking in Nigeria. Country representative for the agency, Christina Albertine, made this known during her visit to Channels Television today. She said the amount is higher than most other countries because the UN considers Nigeria a strategic partner in Africa. Later, she talked about the UN's efforts at helping Nigeria fight corruption, working within the framework of the UN Convention against the crime. Meanwhile, the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, established since 1997, has been at the forefront of helping to curb the illustrious trade in drugs and crime prevention. Here in Nigeria, it is working with the NDLEA to ensure the number of people involved in the drug trade is reduced, as explained by the country representative, Christina Albertine.
And as UNODC, we are working very closely with the Nigerian Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, because we have a cooperation project with them funded by the European Union, under which we promote together with the government a comprehensive approach to drug control. I think Nigeria, as many other countries, has a threefold drug problem. It has a drug production problem, it has a drug trafficking problem, and of course there are also a lot of young people, not only young people, but mainly young people exposed to drug use. And when we speak about drug use, we have to think about policies for prevention and also policies for treatment, providing services and access to services to people who use drugs. In that sense, I can say I was very impressed to find that Nigeria has quite solid institutions, and I was mostly impressed by the National Drug Control Master Plan that was prepared some time ago and launched last year. And that master plan features exactly what the United Nations 3 drug control conventions are saying about how drug control should happen. It should be comprehensive and it should be a balanced approach, looking both at balancing the law enforcement approach and the health approach.
Well, it's really a broad crime that is one of the hardest to fight, because where there is a market, there's always a willing supplier. The Executive Director of African Youth Initiative on Crime Prevention, Chris Ibe, has been one of those trying to get young people off the trade and out of a life of crime generally. Chris joins us now on Network Africa. Thank you so much for making our time to speak to us. Tell us what's the most challenging part of this, your work, trying to curb this crime. Chris, I believe you can hear me. My question to you is that you tell us the most challenging part of trying to curb this crime.
Yeah. Thank you very much for having me. The greatest challenge we have in this part of the world in the fight against crime has to do with funding, also has to do with acceptability. And again, government's sincerity in the fight against drugs and substance abuse. Reason being that we are actually working with young people who has a kind of open mind system. And when you're working with them, you really need to intensify effort in making them see reasons why they should back down their activities as related to crime and other substance abuse.
Right, Chris, what have you found out pushes young people into doing drugs and this general life of crime?
Yeah, it's lack of empowerment, lack of job, lack of meaningful engagement on the side of the government. It's been a very big issue. you see that when graduates, when Nigerian youths are graduated from different universities, and some of them come out not having what to do, the nearest thing to them is to go on the side of crime, which drug is part of it, you know. So we believe that when young people are meaningfully engaged, not necessarily employing them in government institutions, I'm talking about creating facilities, creating the platform, avenues for meaningful engagement, like a situation whereby young Nigerians, most of them are entrepreneurs, you know, they have ideas, they have quality things to do, but we don't have those institutions that we want to back them. Our banks are not interested in young people, governments are not interested in young people. Our banks will want a situation whereby they can bring out their billions to give to politicians to contest election.
Right.
Give billions to contractors to run.
All right, then.
To run their businesses.
Thank you so much, Chris Ibe, for sharing your thoughts with us on this very volatile issue. Executive Director of the African Youth Initiative on Crime Prevention. He's been working closely with a lot of young people on the field. Thank you so much for speaking to us on Network Africa. And thank you for watching. I am Adeshewa Josh, and I'll see you again.